What is up, VintageGamer.com? I am very sorry. I know I haven't done a video in a month. I don't know. I've been traveling. I've been working. Not on VintageGamer.com, unfortunately. I've been working. I've been traveling. Shit happens. In the process of rehabbing a house that's sort of affiliated with what I do in my real life, and I'm gonna be moving, so I'm stoked about that because I hate where I live right now. But but that's just it's a short sale. The place was a mess. That's taken up a lot of time when I should be playing video games, but I didn't. We got another box from our friends at the Stone Age Gamer, Salem, Ohio. If you are in the, I was going to say the Youngstown area, but really I'd say Pittsburgh too. I would have to say, I don't live there. I'm out there frequently. I don't live there, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'd have to say Salem, Ohio is maybe 30 minutes from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's maybe 20 minutes from Youngstown. So if you're going to be in that part of the country, I highly, highly recommend checking out the Stone Age Gamer. Our last video, I think, was the Master System video because I've been terrible at getting videos out, but we love our Master System we got from them. It's working great. And I actually got this, there's probably a date on it. I don't see a date off the top of my hand, but off the top, this has been sitting here a while though. I feel bad about that. It's probably been sitting here at least a month. I just, oh wait, here we go. It looks like it was shipped on the 11th, so it was shipped about a month ago. I think I got it on, now that date rings a bell. I got it right before I had to travel to California, so I probably got it 19th, something like that. So it's basically been sitting here a month. So I apologize to Stone Age Gamer for not doing a video sooner. I apologize to all my VintageGamer.com watchers for being absentee YouTuber for a month, but life is happening, guys. I can't help that right now. So we're using our Lennox box opener. Check out my monitor review that I did a while back for why I use what box and opener. I used to use steak knives for my videos. And look at this horrible mess. Please excuse me. Like I said, sort of in the process of beginning to move, which I'll have a whole room just for gaming instead of a corner of my garage. So that'll be awesome. Looking forward to that. So, what we have in the box, which you undoubtedly read the video title, so you know what it is. Unless you just have a playlist set up or something and you're not paying any attention, in which case you'll just have to live in suspense. It's a system I never had. I was more of a Nintendo guy when I was young. Really more of a PC guy. In my younger years, we're big Apple II family. I got into console gaming some, and well packaged, by the way. Thank you, Stone Age Gamer. That was one of my concerns when I've bought systems from eBay and stuff. Sometimes they don't have the best packaging, but yeah, it was just on the. I did more computer games growing up. I did have a Nintendo, just because a lot of people in because it was the late 80s, and lots of people in my elementary school class had Nintendos, and this Mario Brothers thing looked cool, so, and then when the really, really awesome console war between the, man, did they package this nicely. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But when the console war popped up between Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, I was kind of already a Nintendo loyalist, so don't hate me, Sega guys. I'm finally getting caught up now. I guess this guy's about 20, no, more than that. No, maybe, but I think Saturn came out in 95. I should know that off the top of my head, but I don't. But anyway, Stone Age Gamer was nice enough to accommodate my request. I wanted a Model 1 specifically. I didn't have a, there's not like a technical reason for it or anything. It's in no way technically superior, at least not that I know of. but I just think it looks cooler. There's not a real big cosmetic difference between the two, but the Model 2 doesn't have this glossy finish, and it just kind of has these two plastic circly buttons right there, and I just think this one looks cooler. So I specifically requested a Model 1, and they were nice enough to accommodate that. They tracked one down for me. Totally reasonable price. We'll get to that in a minute. 2 controller ports. Those cool vents on the side. And more vents. Gotta love this. It's pretty standard power. There's no big power brick or anything like that. Standard size adapter. I mean, I could pull the white cord off my Mac Mini and it would work just fine. AV. And what's the other thing? What else is going on here? Communication connector. I'm not sure what that's all about. The Dreamcast actually was the first system to have a modem, so I'm not really sure what that's all about. I'll have to... We'll talk about that in a future video. Okay, so that is... this breaks away, and there is the battery. Those do go bad. We'll know soon enough if this one's good or not. Coming from Stone Age Gamer, I imagine it's a good battery. We didn't talk about replacing it or anything like that, so not real sure what the status of it is. I'll have to ask them, but so yeah, I'm real. There's all the government warnings and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it appears to be in good shape. I'll fire it up here in a little while, but it appears to be in great shape. Exactly what I asked for. It's what I've come to expect from those guys. I've never gotten anything from them, and when you go to their store in Ohio, like they don't stock junk. Their stuff's in good shape, and I got to assume the systems that are kind of junk, maybe those get used for parts or something. I don't know, but come on, oi. Okay, so let's talk about this. Andy's one of the owners at Stone Age Gamer, and we were corresponding through email quite a bit. And I had some requests, and he was awesome about accommodating me. I requested a Model 1 system, but this is not a Model 1 controller. This is a Model 2 controller. It's the other Saturn controllers is bigger, a little more awkward. This is much more like a 6-button Genesis controller. One reason I'm not a big fan of the Xbox to this day, I just don't like the controller. I like my Dreamcast controller well enough. Back when I was playing Dreamcast back in the day, that was the only Sega system I ever bought new. But for whatever reason, I don't really like it now. But yeah, I see now why so many people online were recommending to go with a Model 2 controller. I mean, it's quality, it's got that clickiness and everything. It's just got that good quality feel you expect from Sega. Nintendo controllers are always awesome for, when that NES controller came out, that was groundbreaking. So was the N64 controller, and just, Nintendo was always good about being revolutionary, and their things, their controllers hold up well, but Sega's just have this I don't know, like if you're a car guy and you like certain brands, you like them. Some people like Mazda Miatas just because they have a unique feel, and I think, Sega has a similar thing going on, when you're holding a Sega product. Similarly, like Neo Geo. When you're playing a Neo Geo game, when you're playing an SNK game, you're playing an SNK game. So it's just kind of what it is. So we picked up one game for the Saturn. And I mean, you could see how awesomely well boxed this was. Andy, thank you again. Thank you to everyone at Stone Age Gamer. Daytona, USA. This is a game. I never played it on the Saturn. I'm looking forward to it. But $10, as you can see, in the case, which is pretty sweet. Not a rare game or anything, but to get Saturn games in the case where they're not all cracked and stuff, that's pretty awesome. And these are a very unique case size. I think if I remember right, the 32X CD or something was about this size, and other than that, it's, you know, it's a proprietary Sega thing, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Daytona USA, had so much fun with this in the arcade back in the day. They used to have them set up, you know, 4 next to each other or 6 next to each other or whatever. You can race your buddies, and Sega makes a bunch of quarters, and, you know, it's good fun all the way around. But this was so much fun in the arcade. And I was told if you like the arcade, the Saturn version is one version to get. So, and Andy did warn me the little plastic thing was broken, so that's not a surprise or anything. And looks to be in great condition. Thank you, guys. There we go. And what else we got? We got power cable. So that only one item remains, and it's the flux capacitor, which is what makes time travel possible, or a set of it is late and I am tired. Set of RCA cables, and this is what makes your video game showing up on your TV screen possible. There we go. So, there we go. And that is our video here on our new Saturn. Man, I have been stocking up on Sega stuff lately. We got a Genesis. I didn't do a video on that, and I regret that. I actually embarrassed myself. I bought a Genesis 3, and I didn't know it needed a special power supply and blah, blah, blah. I just didn't know. Again, not a Sega guy growing up. So I fried that thing. I got a Genesis 1 and it didn't work, and I can't blame the seller because he had such good ratings. I think he was a straight up guy. I blame UPS. So I finally ended up with the Genesis 2, which I think is like probably just where I needed to be. You know, this one's too soft, this one's too hard, this one's just right. So anyway, so I never did a video on the Genesis. You guys saw the Sega Master System video. I actually have a black Sega Sports Dreamcast. That was mine from back in the day. I bought that at Fry's Electronics, and had some fun with that console. Anyway, so maybe I'll show you guys that in a separate video. I do love that machine, and it still works, and it's held up very well over all these years. But now I have all four. I have all 4 Sega systems, so we're pretty stoked about that. I only knew maybe one guy. I was in high school by the time the Saturn came out, and I only knew one guy that had a Saturn, but I mean, his house was total Sega fanboys. So I just, I'm pretty stoked to get, let me get back on camera here. So you can see I'm being very, very professional, and excuse the mess in the background. Again, I got a lot going on. Things are a mess for a variety of reasons, including slowly but surely beginning the moving process, and I have 12 years of crap to get out of this house. A lot of video game, those blue boxes you guys see up in all video games. So a lot of VintageGamer.com reviews once I get settled, and I got a whole room dedicated to gaming once I move. So I'm very, very excited about that. But thank you again to Stone Age Gamer. Price-wise, which I think I just threw the invoice. So let me get that. So I don't, to my knowledge at least, I don't get preferential treatment or anything like that. I think there's just, actually this is an old invoice from something else I bought from the Stone Age Gamer. What did I do with that invoice? I don't know. I must have tossed it somewhere. Anyway, I think I remember what I paid price-wise. I don't want to quote that and be wrong, but altogether, I think I paid about $100. And it was well worth it because I you know, these guys, I know if there's a problem or anything, they'll make it right. But he also went out of his way to accommodate me, which was really nice. I wanted a Model 1 with a Model 2 controller, and this cable and this, you know. So I mean, their inventory is so massive at that store, they probably had it all in stock. So you probably just had to go look in the back room, but you know, I do appreciate them accommodating my special request and everything. And I want to say it was like $90, $100 tops. Pretty reasonable, really. Not quite as cheap as eBay maybe, but I know what I'm getting and where it's coming from and who I'm buying from, and I appreciate that. And I don't mind spending just, you know, within reason, I don't mind spending just a couple extra dollars to support the local gaming store. Even though somehow my local gaming store is in Ohio. I live in New Mexico, so good thing I'm in Ohio frequently, I guess. We just don't have a store that is the caliber of the Stone Age Gamer here in New Mexico, and I'm sure I've mentioned that in other videos, but we have a couple retro gaming stores. If you're a New Mexican and you're watching this, Gamers Anonymous is really not bad. It's in Albuquerque over on Wyoming, which probably means nothing to 99.9% of the people watching this, but a lot of you guys have watched Breaking Bad, I'm sure. So the car wash and Walter White's house, Saul Goodman's office, those are all on a street called Eubank, or just off a street called Eubank. Wyoming is one major street over, so it's like a mile from all those Breaking Bad landmarks. But yeah, Gamers Anonymous is probably about the best thing we have here. And We Know Games, that's a store that is in the, it's like a local chain, it's in the mall and stuff like that, but they always have some retro stuff, but they have like, you go in there and they have like 12 Atari games, which it's awesome that they carry it at all, but it's always like the same, 6 of them are like the same shitty title that we all have 10 copies of, so, you know, it's... As you can see, Daytona, USA is up and running. The Saturn is working like a charm, thanks to that excellent packaging from Stone Age Gamer guys, so thank you very much. Let's kill the volume here. Yes, I do play on a big-ass, I think this is 32-inch, it might be 36, I really don't remember, CVT. The older games just look better on a CVT, so, yeah, there's all kinds of upscaling, this, that, and the other. That's a whole separate argument, video, whatever. But, sorry I got cut off when I was talking earlier, but, memory card, my fault. I only bought an 8 gig card. It was on sale. I was at Kmart. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Whatever. So anyway, there will be a review on Ride 2 for the PS4. Hopefully by the end of the week. We got a lot of Master System reviews coming. We got a lot of what else I got? Apple II. I still haven't gotten that to a recording, a way to screen capture that I like enough to do them. But I mean, I've seen them on the games for the Apple II. What else is coming? There's more stuff. There's more stuff. Oh, a couple Game Boys. I finally bought one of those. I can't remember what it's called. It's so late. I'm so tired. I think it's a Game Boy player for the GameCube. I have a Super Game Boy for the SNES, but I finally bought a Game Boy player for the GameCube, and the whole reason I even bought that was because I bought the Zelda game for the Game Boy, which I believe was not A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, maybe? Comment section, please, whatever. The reason I bought that, the reason I went through all that trouble is I'm really stoked to play that game. I didn't know this, and I'm a fan of both these things, so I found it surprising. I don't know this. None of my friends knew it, so I don't know if it's just an interesting little piece of trivia or what. But that Zelda game, for the Game Boy, the original, I think it's Link's Awakening, I just got in the mail today. But it was heavily influenced by the TV show Twin Peaks, which I'm sure some of you guys are way too young to remember that show. It was on in 90, 91. It only lasted a couple seasons, but that was probably the first like real high quality, you know, ensemble cast, you know, super drama, lots of... The first season and a half were so awesome. That show was so awesome. It just came back. It's on Showtime now. You can watch the new Twin Peaks. That is the one show I actually make time to watch for in my busy life. but I do make time to watch Twin Peaks, and so I'm really stoked to check out that Zelda game, which is totally off subject from everything we've talked about today, but I wanted to share that with you guys. And so yeah, Ride 2 later this week for PS4. Hopefully some Master System games next week, I hope. If not, I'll definitely just make a video with, I got the Dreamcast to show you guys. I got other stuff I can just show you guys. These videos are much easier to make, less time consuming, so maybe I'll do that. But I did block out some time on Wednesday to at least get some recording done and whatnot, and should have time to do some editing, so that maybe we'll start pumping things out on a semi-regular basis again. Anyways, that's gonna do it. So thanks for watching. Thanks again to the Stone Age Gamer, and what else? I think that's everybody. Looking forward to the Saturn. Been scouring eBay and my local thrift store and stuff, so should be cool. Should be cool. What else? I was hoping to make an appearance at the at PAPA, the Pinball Association World Championship thing there in Pittsburgh. Can't make it out this year. The timing just doesn't work. There's a classic gaming convention in Cleveland, I believe in September. I want to try to make that work. I don't know. It doesn't look like I'll be out that way until maybe October. Hopefully I can move that up a little bit. Just depends with work and everything. But our friends at the Stone Age Gamer invited me to stop by with the camera, so that'll be cool. I can show you guys the store I've been raving about. So anyway, that is gonna do it, and I will stop chattering because it is late and I am tired. Anyway, like, subscribe, share, whatever. Leave me a nasty comment if you want. That's cool too, whatever. I don't censor. So take care, guys. Sit, Dick, sit. Good cat.